Welcome everyone in the second session of history, chapter 3. The title of the chapter is Ruling the Countryside. So, today we are going to see some of the land reforms which were made by Britishers in India. The need to improve agriculture. If the economy was in ruins means problem, danger, could the company be certain of its revenue income? Most company officials began to feel that investment in land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. That means some of the Britishers thought that it is necessary to improve the condition of agriculture, then only they can get the taxes. How was this to be done? After 2 decades means 20 years of debate on the question, the company finally introduced permanent settlement in 1793. So, first settlement or the first improvement for agriculture was permanent settlement. It was introduced in 1793. By the terms of the settlement, the Rajas and Talukdars were recognized the peasants and pay the revenue to the company. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently, that it was not to be increased ever in future. It was felt that this would ensure a regular flow of income for the company. The meaning is that the company will appoint Raja and Talukdars or Jamidars to collect the revenue from the peasants, and that amount will be fixed. It will not be increased in future. So they will collect from the peasants and give a fixed revenue to the company. So this was the permanent settlement. So some land revenue policies which the Britishers did here was first permanent settlement that we are studying now. Second was Rayatwari system. Third is Mahalwari system that we will study one by one. So first permanent settlement. The permanent settlement was first introduced in some parts of Bengal and Bihar by East India Company. Lord Cornwallis was the person who introduced it in the year 1793, and the Jamidars and Rajas fixed the revenue and they collected and deposited the money to the king. So now in your screen you can see the picture of Lord Cornwallis. He was the person who introduced permanent settlement in India. Also in permanent settlement, the settlement was made with the Jamidars who collected revenue from peasants and handed over a fixed amount to the British. This is the same explanation of what we have studied in the earlier. Now you can see by means of a diagram that how the revenue was collected in permanent settlement in three chain system. First, British government, they are taking from Jamidars and Jamidar are taking from peasants. That means peasants are paying the revenue to Jamidar and Jamidar is paying the revenue to the company or the British government. So the problem with the permanent settlement. The permanent settlement however created problems. Company officials soon discovered that the Jamidars were in fact not investing in the improvement of land. That means Jamidars were keeping the money in their pocket. They were not doing anything for the benefit of farmers. The revenue that had been fixed was so high that the Jamidars found it difficult to pay. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue lost his Jamidari. Numerous Jamidars were sold off at auction. Auction means nilami, organized by the company. So many Jamidars, they were not able to collect the taxes, so their Jamidari was sold off. By the first decade is a period of 10 years of the 19th century, the situation changed. The prices in the market rose and the cultivation slowly expanded. This means an increase in the income of the Jamidars, but no gain for the company since it could not increase a revenue demand that had been fixed permanently. So, the company was not getting any income because it has fixed the income, because according to the permanent settlement they cannot increase the income. So they also felt that this system should be changed. So as a result this system was dropped, the permanent settlement came to an end, and the other methods or the other revenue systems were introduced that we will see in the next session.